So sometimes we have a plan. We think things are going to go a certain way, got it all mapped out, you feel really strongly, really confident about it, but then you can't predict the future, so it doesn't exactly go the way you planned. I think that's what Melvin Gordon is thinking right about now. Melvin Gordon was part of the longest holdout of this season for players in the NFL. And he's finally caved. He's finally thrown in the towel, and for no extra money. And in fact, he's actually going to lose a boatload of money in the process, assuming that the Chargers still hold him to the amount that he has lost per game check, which is $330,000 per game in his holdout. So Melvin Gordon, young running back, wanted and still wants a multi-year $40, $50, $60 million contract for 4 or 5 years for a running back position. Yes, you see these contracts for Zeke and for Todd Gurley, and there will be other guys who get these kind of deals, but those are the elite running backs in the NFL. While Melvin Gordon is very good, he's not elite. And he's not the player those guys are or have the potential to be, and he's injured quite often. So Melvin Gordon, I get it. I usually am on the player's side. I want you guys to make as much money as possible, especially because NFL contracts are not fully guaranteed. But when you want $13 million per year for 4 or 5 or whatever amount, 6 years or whatever it is that you want, and the Chargers offer you 4 years for $40 million, you should take it. Now, if you don't want to play with the Chargers anymore, I don't get that, because they're one of the better teams out there that's going to want you. Maybe you go to the Houston Texans and you become better than the Chargers because Deshaun Watson is younger, and Phillip Rivers is near the end of his career and they don't have their next quarterback in sight. So fine, I get that. But that's like the only option that I can see that instantly, you land in a better situation. There's other teams out there that are better. They don't need your services right now. So I would have thought it would have been a good plan for you to take the $40 million. But instead, Melvin Gordon, all right, played his hand. Played the hand he was dealt. And like I said, you plan things out. You think you got it made. You think you know what you're doing. And the Chargers was like, no, we're going to stand pat at what we've said. And now that you said no to our contract offer, we're just not going to offer you anything, and we're not going to discuss anything until the end of the year. So you show up or sit out. It's completely up to you. They played their hand, you played yours, and clearly you've now folded. So I hope that's enough poker terminology for you for one day. Melvin Gordon, yes, ending his holdout after week 3. As of yesterday, Wednesday, September 25th, he ended his holdout. Reportedly will show up this coming week, will not play in week 4, but most likely will be ready to go beyond that. So as we sit here Thursday morning, September 26th, 6:27 a.m., this is the Dave Talk Sports Podcast. I am your host, Dave Ettinger. You can find me on my YouTube channel named Dave Talk Sports. At Dave Ettinger 2 on Twitter, and I work at CBS Sports Radio Network, where you join me on the way home every single morning, and that's what we're doing right now. So I just think that Melvin Gordon just overplayed his hand. I think he was very silly. The Chargers now 1-2. Yeah, Austin Eckler, decent fill-in, played really well week 1, and he's more of a receiving running back, so they kind of want Melvin Gordon plus Austin Eckler. They complement each other nicely, and Keenan Allen playing like a man possessed right now. And as long as that defense is playing well and Phillip Rivers is on the field, they'll go to the playoffs most likely. I know they're 1-2, but things will get better for them. So Melvin Gordon cost himself nearly $1 million. So what did he prove? Nothing. He wasn't willing to sit out an entire year like Le'Veon Bell, because Melvin Gordon had to show up by week 11 to get his year of service time towards his next contract, and that is a big deal for players in the NFL. It's hard enough to get to this next contract, especially when you're a running back, because the average life of an NFL player, and especially a running back, is less than 4 years. So it's time for these guys. They want to get paid, and I fully get that. But Melvin Gordon has lost out completely in this deal, and hopefully he stays healthy. Hopefully he plays well, and hopefully he does get that contract. And if it's not here with the Chargers, hopefully it's with another good team, because otherwise he's going to take the money to play on a crappy team. Not a lot of good teams out there that need running backs outside of, like I mentioned, maybe the Texans. So that's the story for the day. Melvin Gordon showing up. When he'll play, most likely week 5, but we will see about that. This has been another episode number 54 of the Dave Talk Sports podcast, right here on the Dave Talk Sports YouTube channel. I am your host, Dave Ettinger of CBS Sports Radio Network. This is Thursday. I think we're in store for another beautiful day here in New York City. So, my friends, enjoy. See ya.